The midget race is underway. We can tell there's a slight difference in size, so you must get off the course immediately. Immediately, just stop the bikes where they are and get off the course. We're going to be sounding like a broken record today on several items. You've already heard one. We want you to give these youngsters every opportunity. Of course, if you're one of our spectators, we certainly want you to hang around for the whole day's racing program. We don't want anybody running you over. We don't want you knocking any of the bike riders down. So please be extremely... And right behind the Subaru is Yanni Feldman. Now, I've seen this young man win bike races before. For the fine sound today. The whole racing program. Courier News is proud to be an official sponsor of the 45th Annual Tour Festival, covering all religious sporting events for over 100 years. Find award-winning sports coverage and analysis with colorful photographs that capture moments of triumph and the pain of defeat. Don't miss tomorrow.
Come on, John!
Motorcycle like those.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I was you.
One lap to go and coming up.
You missed. Change.
We'd like Mr. Les Barchesky to please report to the stand. Les Barchesky, please report to the stand during the Houston Silver Bowl. When they come down here, stretch out in a long single line, no more than 2 or 3 riders wide. You know somebody's on the front. Got one of the public works to continue support. Some of the police department, which guys do a tremendous job. You think they're out here just watching a bike race and believe me, they've got their hands full. Middle Earth for their assistance and support. Some of our surrounding area rescue squads. We like them all to be here just in case. So we want to keep them watching the bike race today and not doing anything.
Here we go.
She's dragging in.
Jess, that's it, Marinate a girl.
Going, buddy.
Hey, Marinate, other girl. Stay ahead of her. Stay ahead of her. You want to stay. Stay ahead of her.
Ready to go. 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wait. What? Couldn't stop in 30 seconds.
Well, we finally find it's on the college campus. Trying to get the bikes together. So it was 6 o'clock when we left.
Yeah, Tom walked away with it. No, I don't want a lot of man. I want that home. Maybe like get us how many are in order? Like 6? Let's split the order.
Here we are at the start. He knows what time we start. This is organization. Do you know when we start? Is your wheel ready? We'll see.
15 here.
How does the wheel work?
15 here. It's cool.
3 miles before, 2 miles before, 1 mile before the turnaround.
Well, George, what do you think, guy?
Right at 17, 220, 17.
And he's going. There he goes. Come on, Matt. Windy, windy, windy.
21, 21.
Flat. 27. Pumping.
Go.
Looking good. Okay, guy, get set up. Kid, go. The wind's at your back. The wind's at your back. Way to go. Get it going. Get a good speed. Good speed. Good speed. Three, two, one, go. Doing good. Way to go, way to go, looking good. Good pace, good pace, get a good pace.
Motor it up.
Good pace, looking good.
All right. Drop the head, man. Don't down the thumb.
Suburban furniture.
$100, gentlemen, for the leader of the next lap. $100 for the leader of the next lap. And once again, it's Dominic the Windsor of Great Britain and Stephen Maddox. $100 for the leader of the next lap. And here comes the field. We're going to have to call this the field right now because it's a little bit bigger than a breakaway. Chase right now being... That'll be $50 for the leader of the next lap. $50 for the Somerville Beauty Supply. We got one big one. That's for the leader of the next lap. Here they come. It looks to me like maybe one rider coming along the curve, hiding in there. And I think it's Dominic Windsor. Dominic Windsor of Team Atlantic. Going after picks up the $100 courtesy of Absolute. It's $50 for the leader of the next lap. Ron Hinton is going back into the field. Everling's going back into the field. Matt Teixeira popping off the front of the field. And I'll tell you, Bankston's up there. Some heavy... Push it, John! Push it! I can invite you back to Somerville for the big annual street fair. We'll have a great time. The entire length of M3 will be covered. We'd like to have you come back. June 6th, Sunday. And it looks to me like Dominic Windsor gets swallowed up by the takers. We still have this $50 on here. $50 from the Somerville Beauty Supply on the line right now. 5 laps to go in the bike race. 5 to go. Out of the saddle, going after the $50. He's got about it. Number 95 picks it up. I do believe that's one of our visitors from the other side of the water. Number 95, Pascal. The rider will take that from Chevy and give you pull out of the bike race after falling for the third time in today's race. John Donnelly, the brand new champion in Richmond, Virginia. 4 to go, and look at this. Going off the front, Pascal Campion of France. And it's Chase is on right now. Brian McDonough. Brian McDonough and number 150. There's some rivalry there. Yesterday in the race in Nutley, we had one Soviet rider off the front. He was chased down by another of the Soviet riders. The club rivalry. Across the win. So let's see what happens there as we're going to the closing stages of this 45th edition of the Tour of Somerville. Well, folks, look around. I've seen a crowd like this in Somerville ever in the past, and believe me, the biggest challenge. There we go. We do have a few riders off the front right now. This group seems to be getting bigger, either bigger or wider. 3 to go, gentlemen. 3 laps to go. Fitzgerald on the front. Matt Fitzgerald swings off, taking up to stage 208, Arturas Kastouris. Rick Anderson of 200 bucks.
Stay out of!
He's the guy who's willing to stick it out and go and pick up a big stream with 1 lap to go. We're told to get Rick Anderson and another member of the country race over America. Whatever he does, I know he wrote his heart out today. Okay, no one has led 10 straight laps for the $50 that was donated by Somerville Pizzeria, which is an advantage to the winners.
Get up there, Derek! Go get him! Go get him!
Here comes our lead vehicle, folks. The Subaru for the last time will be looking for a first place rider from Italy and a second place rider from the Soviet Union and filling for that today's Tour of Somerville.
Well, we've seen a lot of bike races here in Somerville, and I think this is one of the best. Alan Gale, ladies and gentlemen. American gold medal, 2-time Olympian, and 5-time runner-up in the Tour of Somerville.
Introduced to you earlier. We had hoped to have our same viewers before the start.
I've never seen it this race, and I've been coming here for about 25 years.
What do you call it?
Yes. On the power of Le Mans. Say.
Going over to help and put stuff in her car. One wheel. Like a professional now. Here's Ann.
Are you guys gonna be there Thursday?
At lunch, it's probably gonna have
Help us keep an eye on all the comings and goings here. We turn to Nani Gerber. Nani?
Thanks, Pete. You know, there's a lot more than just the thrill of victory at stake here. There's also cash and prizes. The PA announcer, who you hear right now, will determine on any lap if it's going to be a pre-lap. That means the riders can win cash and prizes if they're the first over the finish line when the bell goes off. And when you consider there's 60 laps, that gives a lot of incentive each time around. And so the race is just beginning to get underway. Everybody's getting real excited. Now back down to you, Pete.
Thank you, Nani, and we are now underway here on a perfect day. Temperatures mid-70s, a slight breeze, a great day for cycling.
On the first lap here, the riders are going to get themselves organized, get their feet clicked into those ski binding type pedals or strapped in if they still use the toe clips and straps. The whole group together, and you can see they're all just kind of looking around at one another. Nothing is going to happen this early in the race, Pete.
Compare this to a boxing match. Is this sort of like the feeling out round here at lap 1?
That's right. Most of these riders know each other quite well. They've raced against each other, you know, lots of times over the course of their career. This large field, however, they're used to racing in fields maybe half this size or smaller. This is without a doubt the best field of riders that we put together for a bike race that I can remember in the women's division.
Betsy Davis with a skunk helmet on from the Tissot team is your leader early here in this event.
A real veteran too, Betsy Davis. She started racing probably in 1974 or so. She's retired and now unretired about 3 times. She claims that the flat course in Seoul, Korea has given her extra incentive to get back on her bike again. She's a great competitor.
Here they come up the hill on Carapaz Street, heading toward the finish line, and it looks like Betsy Davis will come across first on the first lap.
Betsy Davis riding point there for the rest of the field.
Here is our course. Brian, you want to take us through it?
This is on Mamaroneck Avenue here, after the first turn, the flat part of the race course. The course is kind of a humpback sort of a course with the brow of the hill really kind of bisecting across the start-finish line. We turn onto the backstretch on Martine here, going up the little crown of the hill, then back down onto Grove Street, which is also flat, and finally up the hill on Carapaz Street to the finish line. This little hill is going to really be the telling tale after 60 times up this little rascal. Most criterium courses are quite flat. This one's going to offer a challenge.
It is a half mile in length, the course. By the end of the race, though, it must seem like 10.
Field still very tightly packed here early in the bike race, and that's typical. The riders will not, they'll set an early pace, try to weed out the field a little bit, but right now we're looking at them all together.
Marianne Berglund officially in front, the Swede from San Diego. Can she keep the lead? We'll find out when we return. Kate Liebengood along with Brian Drever and Bunky Bankitis Davis. They just picked up a $20 preem and is the leader.
Bunky Bankitis Davis, a very aggressive rider, picks up one of those bonus lap prize things along the way there. She's able to do this. Not only put a little money in her pocket, amateur riders such as these are allowed to win up to $2,000 on a given day and still be amateurs, but it also affords her an opportunity to initiate an attack, or an excuse, I should say, to initiate some kind of attack, and that's what she's doing right now.
Bankitis Davis, 30 years old, attended Cleveland State University on a volleyball scholarship, then got her doctorate from North Carolina in synthetic organic chemistry. And this is beginning to see some drafting going on here.
Well, they've got a little bit of a group that's moved out in front, and you can see the riders tucked one behind the other. Drafting is the single most important factor in the strategy of a bike race. You can follow a rider in front of you close in that calm pocket of air and maintain the same speed with about 20 to 25% less effort, a significant energy savings that might come in handy later on.
Now, Brian, Laura Pikey, one of the people you headlined at the beginning of the show, has taken the lead coming up Carapaz.
That's her in the pink jersey right there in the front, not really going aggressively right now. You can see she keeps glancing down. What she's doing, she's not looking at her bike, she's looking down underneath her arm and kind of seeing if anyone else is coming up close behind her.
What she's seeing is close to 120 other legs pumping right behind her on her tail. It's very close at this juncture.
Laura Pikey there of the Weight Watchers team on the front, one of the stronger riders in the race, mostly a long distance specialist. And because she has that great strength, she may be one of the ones that uses the hill to her advantage. In fact, we talked to her before the race about that.
With that hill in there, it'll add an extra element of fun. I think strongest rider will win. You know, it's not a flat course where everybody's getting sucked along.
Fun is Laura Pikey's definition of that hill. We're on a $100 preem right now. Brian, I'm wondering if there isn't a strategy here, if you aren't lured by the preem money, to go for these from time to time and end up with nothing left at the end.
Well, you know, a rider has to carefully balance their effort for these preem laps against what their overall strategy might be, but preems are very opportunistic. You know, if you're near the front and you see an opportunity to take one, why not? Here, Bunky Bankitis Davis, who always rides near the front, sees an opportunity, and you can see the gap that she's opened up just by riding hard out of that turn and up the hill. She's going to bonus herself for $100 here on this particular lap. Bunky Bankitis Davis, Team 711 right there, taking another one. And once she's done so, she obviously doesn't consider this to be a strong point in the bike race right now. Although if she looks back right now, she's got a tremendous lead. It would be another opportunity would be for her to go ahead on an attack here.
I think she's going for it.
Yeah.
It looked for a minute like she was going to settle back and drift back, but now she said, what the heck? Nobody wants to come to me. I'll just take it myself. Bunky Bunkaitis Davis.
That's exactly what she's doing right now in the backstretch of the course. There she affords herself a quick look back under her arm, and she sees she's got a tremendous gap on the field. This plays into her hands right now because it's now her ability against that of any other one rider on the track. She's on a breakaway right now. And what that means is that she has sort of extracted herself from the field. By attacking for that preem, she opened up a small gap, and then the other riders who chose not to chase her allowed her, by just keeping a nice steady pace, to open up what amounts to a fairly large gap right now. They're going to have to get to work. She's already doing her job. If they're going to catch her, they've got to punch in and go to work at this point.
Bunkaitis Davis, a strong cyclist, and you're right there on her seat with her.
Now she's riding her own race right now. Sally Zach back there, the defending champion, leading the chase. And, you know, if she wants to defend her title, she's got to ride aggressively, play kind of a nose gunner role, shoot down anything that moves, you might say, off the front. Sally Zach and the rest of the field have got to go to work, and they've got a tough job ahead of them with Bunky Bunkaitis Davis out in front.
So Sally Zach coming into our picture for the first time. This is a very important race for her in an Olympic year.
Well, last year wasn't quite as competitive as it will be this year. A lot of people, it's an NPC race this year as opposed to last year, and it will definitely carry a lot of weight coming into the Olympics. It's a flat course. The Olympic road race is a flat course, so it's a simulation.
So we finally hear from Sally Zach in more ways than one.
Right here, Katrin Tobin of Team Lowry's is trying to jump across the gap between the field and the leader, Bunky Davis, to join her, and perhaps the two of them together can get a little something going here.
As they approach the finish line, we're going to break away from our cycling classic here in White Plains. Be right back.
Rider number 4, Katrin Tobin. Katrin Tobin is gone out, and now we've got
continues to echo through downtown White Plains, New York, as we look at Bunky Bunkaitis Davis, and that is Meg Gordon of the Lycra team taking the lead from Bunky.
Team Lycra is the biggest team in the race. They've got 6 riders in here, and strength in numbers could be a situation for them where they can afford to cast one rider off the front. The field will have to catch that rider, obviously expending some effort to do so. And maybe as soon as that one rider is off the front, Team Lycra can throw another one out there as bait for the field to have to catch. And little by little wear the field down. And maybe because they have more riders than any other team, that'll set up one of their riders at the end of the race. No one will have any strength to catch that one.
How about Bunkaitis Davis' strategy there? She kind of looked back at the pack and as if to say, well, someone take it from here. I'm going to rest for a while.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again is an adage that comes out in bike racing. So perhaps Bunky will try again. Right now it's Meg Gordon, and she's been joined by Betsy King of Tissot Peugeot team there. And coming across is Janelle Parks, the silver medalist in the World Championships in '86 and the current national road champion. Here's another breakaway of 3 riders that could work.
So a new look. And Bunky Bunkaitis Davis back in the pack, refreshing herself. We're going to check in now with Nani Gerber and see how some of the people watching the race refresh themselves. Nani?
If you're looking to lead the good life here at the Subaru Cycling Classic, this is the place to be. It is the VIP area reserved for sponsors, special guests. Here you can get food, drink, whatever you like while you watch the race. Excuse me a minute, I'm a little bit hungry.
Nani, I can see that one coming. Some of the men looking on, their race, of course, coming up next. But they're checking out the action, the 7-Eleven team there. Keeping an eye on Bunky Bunkaitis Davis.
Marianne Berglund, the 1983 World Road Champion, moves over to the side, and just as quickly someone else is willing to take the lead. This is Marion Clignet of the 10-speed drive team, the next one to make an aggressive move in the race right now. Each rider will ride her own race and find a time at which she feels like she wants to make a move. Marion Clignet is the one that's on the attack right now.
Clignet from Olney, Maryland, looks like she has dedicated herself here to putting some distance on the pack.
She's really not regarding what the rest of the pack is doing at all. She's reaching down for the gear that she needs to climb the little hill up towards the finish line, and she is riding her own race at this point.
To be a top-class racer, you have to overcome many obstacles, and Marion Clignet certainly had her share.
You know, as an athlete, you feel immortal, that nothing can happen to you. And as a little kid, it's like that, too. You run, boom, you fall down, you get back up, and you run again. And I just sort of felt that I would always been like that I could run into a brick wall, and I'd just get up, shake myself off, and I'd be all right. And well, here I was, and they were telling me I had to take pills every day and to stop riding.
4 years ago, at age 20, Marion Clignet endured a feeling of mortality unknown to her until then. Working as a bicycle messenger in Washington, D.C., Marion had just stopped to fix a flat tire. That's when it happened.
I was just sitting up on a stool talking to the guys in the shop, and they kept telling me to take my helmet off. And next thing I knew, I was being held up by 2 ambulance attendants, and they were asking me my name and who the president was and I don't know what else. And I couldn't for the life of me remember my name.
Marion had experienced a grand mal seizure, a symptom of epilepsy. More than 2 million Americans have epilepsy. It is a fairly common disorder. Yet finding out that you are one of those 2 million is a jarring discovery.
A couple of friends talked me through the initial, shock of it too, just saying, look, you can't let this stop you or control your life. And you can't. I mean, it's just something that happens, and you just take your medication and you live with it, and that's fine. So I was given a prescription of Tegretol, and I take that 3 times a day, and it keeps my seizures from occurring, so there's no problem.
Aside from those pills, Marion lives the normal, that is to say, harried life of an itinerant bike racer. Based in Maryland, she travels from race to race in her car, using her auto as both home and office. People around the country occasionally lend her a fold-out couch or a trailer to call home for a few days. No, Marion Clignet is no different than any of the other 30,000 bicycle racers in America.
When you first met me, would you have thought this girl has epilepsy? No, I mean, it doesn't really cross anyone's mind. You can lead a normal, active life, and I think I'm proof of that. I ride 250 to 350 miles, 350 miles a week. I race every weekend. I lead a very active life, and I don't see any reason why people should think that epilepsy is some debilitating disease or problem. It really isn't.
Marion Clignet still actively pursuing a national criterium championship. The final laps are just ahead. We'll be back in a moment. Away, Marion Clignet yielded her lead, and you can see her here in slow motion. Say to the next cyclist, I've had it, take it from here. Bunky Bunkaitis Davis now goes into the lead. How fast are they going at this juncture? Nani has the answer.
No, Officer Jim Sweeney of White Plains Police Department is not trying to catch speeding motorists. Instead, he is clocking the cyclists in the race today. What did you get so far, Officer Sweeney?
The lead bike went by at 32.
32, that's over the speed limit, but today that's the goal, going as fast as you can.
And to keep it going for 30 miles, you can imagine the challenge as they come up the hill on a $200 preem, and we've got Bunky in the lead.
With her teammate Tricia Walters right behind her, Bunky Bunkaitis Davis has been so aggressive for these bonus laps, these preems all day. In fact, with this $200, she's picked up $360, and the race isn't even over. Not a bad payday for a bike racer, even if this was all she did.
So it appears the 7-Eleven team is going to make everybody else try and extend themselves to the point where they might just fatigue here late in the race.
This is an ideal situation for the 7-Eleven team. It's 2 riders, both of the same team, that can work together now. And you can see Bunky swings over, Tricia Walters moves into the lead. The 2 of them will share that pace and try to set that 32-mile-an-hour pace or keep it going right to the end, force the others to chase them down.
Walters goes into the lead now, Davis drafting. At what point does the ego take over from the relationship to the team?
Well, again, 2 teammates would just as soon as the other would win. If Bunky was to win, she'd certainly give some credit, and rightly so, to her teammate Tricia, because the 2 of them are working together. Obviously, only one rider can win, but when they're on a team, they will quickly credit their teammates for the effort that they make.
7-Eleven with the Lowry team right behind, and we've got a race coming down to the final laps of the national championship. 2, in fact, to go. It's still 7-Eleven, 1-2, followed by Lowry.
There you can see the Lowry's team chasing hard. Judy Counter and Sally Zach, the defending champion, they have taken matters into their hands right now, trying to catch them up.
Before the race, Judy Counter said that Lowry's had a definite strategy. Here's what she said.
Our Lowry's team all sat down for the good part of an hour yesterday and determined our strategy, regardless of whether it's off the front situation, in which we'll be defending our championship and Sally Zach's win last year, or it's a field sprint in which we'll be the Lowry's team will be at the front and blasting its sprinter off from the back of a train that we'll create at the end of the race.
We will soon learn whether Judy and the Lowry's gang has picked the right strategy or not.
Right now, Bunky Davis in the front, she's really in a tough spot because the finish line is going to come up very soon, and if she gets caught, she probably won't have enough energy and certainly won't have enough time to really make a good regroup to try to win this thing some other way. There you can see the Lowry's team with Judy Counter, Sally Zach right behind her. They are closing the gap. Marianne Berglund, another great sprinter, sitting in fourth spot as they move up to catch the leader.
That's how Bunky won at Beverly Hills last year. She just broke away from the field and stayed on top with her endurance, but she can't do it here. She seems to be dropping out as we're on the bell lap. It's just over a minute. We'll have a national champion.
There's the pink train of Lowry's up front with Marianne Berglund sitting in third spot. All the sprinters are starting to move up right now. The fast riders, the race has fallen into their hands at this point. Judy Counter giving a great lead out, keeping the pace up, keeping the attacks of the other riders to a minimum. They're just a couple of turns from the finish here, and this is going to be a wild one. A brand new bike race with less than a half a lap to go.
It's all coming down to the last block on the course.
Judy Counter on the left of the screen, blasting up through the middle. I think this is Amy Gould of Sundance Fuji. Sally Zach right on her wheel. Here they are, 2 turns from the finish, heading down the little short straightaway under the bridge. Then it's going to be uphill to the finish line.
Oh, this is going to be something, an absolute sprint to the finish, and here they come.
Sally Zach out of the turn first. That's what you've got to do on this course. Betsy Davis right behind her on the outside. And let's see, Sally Zach with a very powerful uphill sprint. Susan Elias, the long ponytail, now moves into second spot. That's the bike race right there. Here they come, Sally Zach.
A repeat national champion, 25-year-old Sally Zach from North Conway, New Hampshire, has done it again.
She can't believe it. Look at this, holding her head. She can't believe it. She was absolutely silent throughout the race. We just didn't hear from her hardly at all. She chased down a few breakaways early, but she has got another national championship in the bag.
She came in wearing the number 1, which is representative of the defending national champion, and she'll have it again another year. Sally Zach, with a great team effort by her Lowry's teammates, has repeated here at White Plains.
A little bit faster than
Dad, you did so good. Oh my God. She worked so hard.
It is official. Sally Zach is the national champion, as she did a year ago in 1987 at Dayton, Ohio. Sally Zach experiencing that sweet thrill of victory.
And there she is, getting the winner's jersey of the Subaru Cycling Classic, one of a couple of different new shirts she's going to wear today. Let's take another look at this sprint here. She came out of the turn first, and it was first all the way to the finish line for Sally Zach. Nobody challenged really on that little uphill.
Let's go to Nani Gerber. She has our winner.
Thanks, Pete. I'm here with the winner, Sally Zach, 2-time champion. How did it feel today?
Oh, it felt great. I felt really wonderful. My team was such a support.
How does it compare to last year? You had a much stronger field out there that you were racing against.
Well, I tell you, it made it more special this year. You know, coming into the race as the defending champion, it was a little bit more pressure, but my team really came through for me.
Terrific sprint at the end. What were you thinking? What was your strategy?
Well, my team manager, Art Beck, yelled at me to go before the corner, and I did exactly that. He was really right. And so I came through the corner first, and that was the right thing to do today anyway.
It sure was. Congratulations.
Thank you
Great
very
job,
much.
Sally.
Final look at the standings. Sally Zach, the repeat winner, representing the Lowry's team. In second place, Susan Elias, and Betsy Davis third. As you see our winner taking a parade lap. The men behind us getting ready to go. We have 98 laps for the men, better than 100 in the field. And we look at the possible winners of this one. The name Leonard Harvey Nitz has to come around because he's been around this sport as long as the wheel itself and very good at it.
That's right. At 31 years old, Harvey's considered a little bit old, but like fine wine, he just keeps getting better. Harvey was a member of both the 1976 and 1980 Olympic teams. In 1984, he won 2 medals in Los Angeles. This race, the Subaru Classic of White Plains, is real important for his preparation for the 1988 Olympic Games, and he's real confident that he and his American teammates won't come home from Seoul empty-handed.
After the last Olympics, I got the silver and a bronze medal on the pursuit, and I really would like to come away with that gold medal. And really, I think we have a chance. I think the Americans have shown that we are capable, and we're not just an underdog team, that we do stand a chance.
All right, Brian, who else can we look for?
Well, Steve Hague of the Sunkyung SKC team is going to be leading a real powerful squad. His teammates Bob Miansky has got a victory here just in the last couple of days in a race elsewhere. James Urbanis, another real strong rider for that team. And they've got 7 riders here. That's going to be strength in numbers for them.
Well, in view of the fact of what Sally Zach did with the women's, a repeat winner, Matt Duvall won this competition a year ago. We have to consider him. He's not one of the big names in cycling. He doesn't belong to one of the big teams. But when it comes to the criterium, he holds his own quite well. Sacramento is best known as the hub of the 1849 California Gold Rush. And it's still an area where you can find a few old-timers panning for rich minerals. But perhaps the California capital's hottest commodity now is cyclists. The area is a gold mine of riders, like national team members Leonard Harvey Nitz, Scott McKinley, Norm Alvis, and 23-year-old Matt Duvall, one of the hottest criterium racers in the country.
He's come a long ways into a heck of a rider now. If he can hang on for a couple more years, I think, I don't think anybody will be able to touch him as far as criterium riding.
No one could touch Matt in this event last year. His National Criterium Championship victory in Dayton was a breakthrough in his career, and he hopes an impetus for the future.
Doval has won the race.
It was really nice to finally win a national championship. It really did a lot for my confidence, and it helped me. This year I'm riding a lot stronger. I'm a lot fitter. I've got a lot of speed, a lot of power. My recovery is really good. I mean, I've got such a better chance this year of winning. So, I mean, confidence-wise, I'm a lot better off than last year.
Now Matt has his eye on another red, white, and blue championship jersey. He's been using a personal computer to keep track of his training regimen, times, heart rate, even his diet. Though Duvall has won his last 2 races and has been training strong, he knows it will be more difficult to win a second title without the help of teammates and against a more challenging field, a field that includes the legendary Nitz.
He's slick. He can, he's one rider who always seems to get out in front at the finish. Either he wins more races than anyone else I know.
We know what Duvall and Nitz are capable of. What about this guy, Brian?
Well, nobody's ever seen him on a street bike before. He's a silver medalist in the World Mountain Bike Championships, but this is the first time most of us have seen him on the pavement here. John Tomac.
We're off and flying here down Coropas in the Men's National Criterium Championship.
A huge field of riders here, and they're chasing that pace car pretty hard in the early going. This is a TV breakaway. Looks like Carl Sundquist, big handsome guy, probably wants to say hi, Mom. But fact is that the strong and aggressive riders that feel like they belong in this race are going to set a really fast early pace and try to weed out the weak and silly ones that don't really belong here. Then they can settle down to racing among themselves.
You have to be careful not to get caught way back early.
Definitely. A position at the front of the race. In fact, a lot of people can figure that the race to get on the line is the real race, because if the pace is fast early enough, you can get dropped. A gap can open up if you're back there and the race is over.
We're almost 1 lap down on this 48-mile race. We've got a long way to go, but we expect some interesting scenarios along the way. Hope you will enjoy the journey with us. Be right back. And that is Steve Hague, who has gone to the front of the field of better than 100.
He's got a little group of 5 riders that he's at the head of right now. A little breakaway going right here. Right behind him is Jim Mahaffey, the Outspoken team. Jim is another Olympic hopeful along with Steve Hague. And this little breakaway group right here has 2 of the Sunkyung riders in it. Gary Mulder is the second one. Now he's at the back as Hague swings over and moves in behind his teammate. These 5 riders will just share the pace in a rotation. And they have formed kind of a pact right now. They have agreed to work together for the common purpose of extending their lead and making their chances now 1 in 5 of winning if the race were to end right now, instead of 1 in 100 as they were at the start.
Well, they're doing a pretty good job of it because they are putting some distance on the rest of the field.
That's Rishi Graywall in the white jersey there. His brother won the gold medal in the 1984 Olympic Championship road race. This is Alexei Graywall's younger brother Rishi in the white jersey making up part of that breakaway. The two Sungkyung riders are in the front now. It's Gary Mulder with the glasses, and right there, a good shot center screen of Steve Hague, gold medal in the Olympic Games in the individual pursuit event on the track. He is trying for a medal this year, but he doesn't know whether it's going to be on the track, in the pursuit, or in the road race because it's such a flat course. He, along with a lot of others, feels like his chances are very good in the road race.
Well, they've got a substantial lead here, the front five.
Well, out of sight, out of mind is something that if they get 2 turns away from the field, it's going to be tough for anybody to catch them. And mainly because if the field can't see them, they'll tend to kind of give up. They do have a big lead right here, but at this point in the race, it's hard to say what's going to happen. Steve Hague at the front, Jim Mahaffey right behind him, 2 Olympic hopefuls for 1988's team.
Of course, a team strategy can change during the course of the race, but it's always interesting to talk to a racing team and find out what they're thinking before the race, as we did with Gary Mulder.
For us, we have the largest team here, so we're going to try to all stay at the front and do some lead outs. If it does come down to a field sprint, we're going to have the whole team at the front and lead out our fastest sprinters. And I don't think anybody can stay with us.
Gary Mulder heading a confident group. This is Frankie Andreu, 21-year-old from Dearborn, Michigan, heading up the chase path.
Now they're trying to bridge the gap up to the leaders. Bridging the gap involves a tremendous effort, and in order to get across that gap, they've got to really put out at over maximum ability. Bridging the gap means that if you're in a lead pack, you've got a big distance between yourself and the rest of the field. There are 2 ways to get up there. One is to drag the whole field with you, and the other is to jump across quickly, as this little group is trying to do, and not take everybody else along.
Well, the best plans, the bridge didn't work as Gary Mulder jumps off in a break.
Well, now Gary was part of that original breakaway, and the rest of the break, it looks like as though they're sort of giving up and conceding that they have been caught by the field. Gary Mulder is one of the stronger riders and not a good sprinter, so he feels like his best chance is going to be to stay aggressive and to keep throwing himself off the front. He knows he's got the endurance to ride 48 miles, even if it's by himself, but he'd rather just keep being joined by smaller groups so that his chances are better of winning. Big field yet to chase right here. They've got a lot of strength if they work together, and they can chase down anything. The key to a successful chase by the field is a cooperative effort, and very often it's a less than cooperative effort that goes along. Right now, as Gary Mulder is out in front, the rest of his Sungkyung SKC teammates are going to be all over the front of the field trying to slow down the chase in the bunch. That's a team tactic known as blocking, and we'll see a lot of that throughout the day. Even though this is an individual race, only one rider can win, it's very much a team sport.
So much ebb and flow in the course of a race like this makes for an interesting event for a spectator, certainly.
Well, a lot of the fans are getting a great look right now at Gary Mulder and on a solo break, and there's a quick look back in the yellow and red right there, just coming off the screen, on the screen rather, is John Tomac, the unknown warrior, the guy that we don't know a thing about here in street racing. He's got tremendous mountain bike credentials over the river and through the woods. He's at the front of the chase right now, but nobody knows what to think of him on the pavement.
Earlier, we had a chance to talk with John about the difference in the 2 disciplines. Here's what he had to say.
Mountain biking is more or less a time trial. You're just out there by yourself. You're racing other guys, but you just go as hard as you can the whole race, and you can't sit in a pack like you would at a race like this.
Back on the streets of White Plains, Gary Mulder still our leader. Our hats off to the city of White Plains for pulling together to help make this event happen. We'll be back. New York, the National Criterium Championship, and Thomas Craven enjoying the lead at the moment, followed by Mirek Pawlowski. And there is our defending champion, Matt Duvall, on his 2-wheeler. Oh, how the 2-wheeler of today has changed into a high-tech racing instrument. Nani Gerber fills us in on the development of the 2-wheeler.
Bicycles have changed dramatically in the past 10 years. The basic design of 2 wheels, pedals, and brakes is the same, but it's the way bikes are built these days that's really amazing. This factory in Japan is a state-of-the-art example of how bikes are put together. It's a plant that utilizes skilled workers and advanced computerized technology. Every bike manufactured here is custom-tailored to the individual rider's specifications. The process begins simply with aluminum tubing. specialized equipment is used to cut angles or R-cuts to improve rigidity. The tubes are then tack welded or brazed together in a manner that forms a triangle, eliminating distortion and warping of the frame. Automatic brazing is used to strengthen the triangle or hanger section. Heat sensors and regulators are used to monitor the temperature in this process. The front triangle, rear forks, and chainstay sections are assembled next. These are tack welded together and then brazed as well. The seat area is cut and set, and then a 3D frame measuring machine is used to ensure the bike has matched the customer's dimensions. A little space-age technology for a down-to-earth ride.
There's a robot that goes over each and every frame with a metered gauge type of thing and reproduces a drawing that is compared to the original design drawing for exactness.
Now the bikes are almost ready for painting. They must first, however, be cleaned and then coated with zinc, which prevents rusting. The frames receive a primer coat from the world's first bike painting robot, and then they're finished by skilled craftsmen. To personalize your bike even more, you can have your name printed or engraved on it. Finally, the derailleur, chains, wheels, and the rest of the parts are assembled. From start to finish, it takes about 3 weeks before each personalized bike is delivered. A bike that is state-of-the-art, one that reflects your personality and meets your personal needs.
And we're back with a $100 Preem, and that catches the attention of Steve Haig of Dana Point, California.
Well, Steve Haig's going to go out there and try to get himself $100. Again, one of these opportunistic payday situations that the riders will take advantage of, not only for what it reaps immediately, but for what it has to offer in the way of a strategic opportunity. There you can see teamwork, again, as one of Haig's Sun Kyung SKC teammates is stuck right on the front. I think that's James Urbanis, and Urbanis is going to be going as slow, deliberately, as Steve Haig is going fast right now. First of all, to take the Preem, and second of all, because it affords an opportunity to chase. Here's Leonard Harvey Nitz at the front of the chase at this point, and right behind him, another Sun Kyung rider, and then Harvey swings over. That's right. He looks for some help out of the Sun Kyung guys, but as long as Steve Haig is up there, the Sun Kyung team will not chase down their own guy. So Harvey hollers out there to Frankie Andreu, his teammate, and now Andreu picks up the slack.
Well, that's a good example of teamwork in action. Nitz, who has been bothered a little bit by the flu, coming in here, waving onto a perhaps stronger Frank Andreu.
Well, it's, you know, both Steve Haig and Harvey Nitz are interesting stories this year, and it's a complete turnaround from what they went through in 1984. Steve Haig takes this Preem very easily and continues right on going. He's got a big lead, as you can see, as he passes a lapped rider. But Harvey Nitz and Steve Haig both rode on the track in the Pursuit in 1984, but because of the flat road course in Seoul, they feel like their chances are equally as good on the road race. So they're training and riding hard and aggressively in Criterium, something you wouldn't have seen them do 4 years ago because they were much shorter distance specialists, both of them. They're two of America's most versatile riders, however, that's for sure.
Steve Haig looking like he owns the thing right now, but we've seen, of course, over the past hour how things can change in a hurry.
He's riding his own race right now, though. He's just settled into a pace that he knows is comfortable. He looks back every now and then, knowing his teammates are doing the job for him while he rides a nice, steady pace.
Brian, as you discovered, this is a multi-talented athlete. Today it is cycling, but on another day, it might be another sport.
Steve Haig is certainly cycling's Mr. Versatility. The gold medalist in individual pursuit at the 1984 Olympics, Steve has made a successful transition from the track to the road. But people tend to forget that he was also a member of the U.S. national ski team for 4 years. Skiing was Steve Haig's first love, but cycling wasn't far behind.
I still think about skiing a lot just because I think I grew up in the mountains and doing it, but I remember when I was a little kid, I'd ride my bike around Mammoth all summer long, so I think it was one sport or the other. I was just kind of destined for one or the other.
And Steve's destiny may just include a road medal to go along with his track goal.
He can't keep it up. He'll burn himself out. He can't possibly do this. And he has come all the way to the final.
A footnote, in that 1985 downhill, the U.S. National Championship, Steve Haig finished second to the Canadian Brian Stemmel. Here, he has no peer at the moment.
He's just about to be joined, as it looks like he's kind of sagging just a little bit, realizing these guys are really steaming up to him, and they're going to catch him. This group of 5 includes one of his teammates on the national team there in the Stars and Stripes jersey, Dave Lettieri. Here's Steve Haig. He's kind of resigned himself to being caught by this group, but he'll stick himself in there and work with them.
Has Steve Hague spent himself?
Look at this. We got a group in the front.
We'll learn more when we come back here to the National Championships in White Plains.
For the winner of the lap, that's 36 to go. $20 from the
White Plains Hotel. The Howard Johnson's Plaza Hotel offers superb, fairly substantial lead over a pack of about 12 or 13 cyclists.
Well, he's one of the members of that Sunkyung SKC team that we talked about throughout the event as being the strongest. And as we get down in the last part of the bike race right now, all of these riders have to be thinking about the finish. And the Sunkyung team has been pretty much in control. They've done what they wanted to do in this race. James Urbanis, a young man who grew up in Boulder, Colorado, watching a lot of bike racing, is now playing out what might have been a childhood fantasy at that time. He's one of America's best and one of the favorites in this event.
How intimidating is it to be so outnumbered?
Well, it's really tough when strength in numbers comes into this race. And the Sunkyung team has so many riders that they just have more cards to play.
In fact, Harvey Nitz, who we see here, was a pre-race favorite, but he wasn't actually overconfident.
Since I only have one other teammate, Frankie Andreo, it's going to be really tough on us because I think Sunkyung's really going to be working against us. I think they have 8 riders, and we know that they've already assigned 2 of their riders to cover us. And I think because of that, it's going to be real difficult for me and Frank.
Here's Pat Gelino in the pit area getting his bike fixed. A free lap rule is in effect in a criterium race. It's kind of a neutral pit stop where a rider, if he has a problem, can stop and get back in. It doesn't happen in the last 8 laps of the race, so these guys will have to do that if they're going to do it right now.
And as we approach the end of this race, James Urbanis has passed the baton to his teammate Mike McCarthy. Now the leader, a young man who grew up riding around Central Park in New York, has taken the lead. So the Sunkyung team, my goodness, we've seen Moeller in the lead, Steve Hague, Urbanis, and now McCarthy.
These guys are pretty much having their way in this race. McCarthy has got with him Carl Sundquist of Team Lycra. Now these two were teammates on the national team and won a gold medal in the Pan American Games together on the Team Pursuit squad on the track. Here's Gelino getting ready to go back in the race. It's a good thing he had a flat tire or whatever at this point, because later on he would not be able to rejoin. He's back in there just like nothing happened, while McCarthy and Sundquist, working together as they did in the Pan American Games, are in a 2-up break. This late in the race, and with these 2 strong guys up here, this could be the one that works for the Sunkyung team.
Sundquist now in the lead, making his first appearance since the very first lap of the race. So he's been back there hanging in the pack, and now he makes his move.
Well, Team Lycra's also got a strong contingent here, and very often a breakaway is, it's important to see not only who the individual riders are, but which teams are represented. There's Jim Pollock, number 2, a teammate of Sundquist, so he's making kind of a fake chase right now as part of the team strategy for the Lycra squad.
So we've got Sundquist, McCarthy, another pack of 3, and then everybody else.
This point in the bike race, again, everyone's got to be thinking about the end. McCarthy and Sundquist here, the 2 leaders, have committed themselves to working for the finish of the race.
And don't they look like they have paid the price? Fatigue setting in. John Tomac making a charge. Will it be a factor in the final? Stay with us.
John Tomac, number 24, just battling his way to the front. Those of you
Right away, John Tomac has joined our 2 leaders.
And now it's a group of 3 riders. Mike McCarthy right there in blue, Carl Sundquist in white, and John Tomac in the yellow jersey with the red trim on it there. That's our 3 leaders at this point, and this close to the end of the race, these 3 guys have to put their heads down and agree to work together in order to guarantee themselves at the top 3 spots in the race. There's a lot of riders back there in the field that would like to make it otherwise.
I know we built Tomac as the mystery man at the beginning, but are you a little surprised that he's here at this juncture?
I'm very surprised at this juncture. I kind of pride myself in being able to pay attention to the talent of bike racing. I've never seen this guy on a street, and neither has anybody else. He's got great credentials in mountain biking and is one of the real superstars of that kind of bicycle racing. But for him to be up here trading punches with the best in the country on the streets is something that's a real eye-opener.
Look at that lead, and that's Frank Andreu of 7-Eleven separating the leaders from the pack, but that's quite a distance in both cases.
Well, Frank Andreu's stuck in no man's land right now. The 7-Eleven team, traditionally one of the strongest, with only 2 riders in this race. They may be down on numbers, but not on talent in Frank Andreu. He's a very, very talented guy, and he's trying to make a real desperation move to bridge across to the leaders. But these 3 guys are working extremely well together. McCarthy and Sundquist have done so before. As I said, on the Pan American team, they were teammates on the U.S. national team. Now they've got John Tomac, and and he's a great time trialist. He's certainly putting his considerable talent and efforts into this breakaway. The three of them are looking very strong and working well together, which is what they have to do right now. The last lap will be different, though.
How real are Andreo's chances of catching these three?
I'll tell you, it's going to take him every bit of the time left in this race to catch him. And if he's able to go by him and win, we ought to cast the guy in bronze, or at least put a red cape on him and paint a red S on his chest. He'd be Superman for that kind of
It's like in a basketball game. You spend so much energy getting back to even that you've got nothing left when you get there.
Well, he's pacing himself very well right now. You can see he's turning over a gear that's small enough to keep his legs fresh, but big enough to make up the ground. Keep in mind that the three leaders are going as fast as they can go. He's all by himself doing the same thing, but trying to make up ground and stay away from the rest of the field, because even if he doesn't catch them, he could get fourth.
And you can see they've shuffled the deck again, and now Tomac yields to McCarthy, and Sundquist gets rid of his water bottle, says I don't need that anymore.
Well, the three of them are just changing off the lead. It's really insignificant who's in front. And as for Sundquist throwing off his water bottle, well, he's lightening the load, but it's also kind of a psychological little bit of a jolt there. He throws off the water bottle, says, okay, now it's time to go to work for this last lap or two.
And there's Andreo still struggling, still trying to gain some ground. It looks like he has.
Here's the guy that's, this is the hero right now. The three of them are working together. They've just kind of punched in and doing a real journeyman job. Their job is easy. His job is really tough, and they know that he's the kind of quality guy, if they're aware that he's chasing them, and they have to be, that if he catches them, he can win this race. He's a very, very tough competitor, and he's a skillful and talented rider.
What drama, double drama is what we have right here. Three, and then the possibility of Andreo catching them.
And I'll tell you what, the field is not that far behind, because if they really get their act together, they can catch too. There's too much talent in that field to completely disregard anyone in this bike race at this point. There's your leader, Tomac, on the left. In the middle is McCarthy, and on the right, Carl Sundquist.
I would imagine that if anyone in the field, though, is going to challenge, they're going to have to move right now.
Well, Andreo looks back, so he feels like they're there. And if we, yes, here they come. And this is the Crest team all over the front of the field right now. They've got 5 of their guys in the top 6 or 7 riders. They're getting shut out right now, so they're the ones that have punched in to try to drag the field up and join those leaders. But I'll tell you what, it's really hanging on. It's walking the edge of a razor blade right now for everybody but those first 3 riders.
The extra adrenaline has kicked in for everybody, and the chase is on.
And here they go. 1 lap to go. This is it. I'll tell you what, now's when the adrenaline is pumping for everybody. McCarthy looks back and sees Andreu. That's like a nightmare come true right there for him. And the 3 of them, they all are looking back nervously. Even Tomac, who probably doesn't even know who Frank Andreu is looking back there saying, oh my God, it's a 7-Eleven rider. That's bad enough right there.
How much does the mountain biker have left? He's still leading the race.
I'll tell you what, he's used to climbing big mountains, and this little molehill right here that has been the finish line for 98 times around the course probably doesn't bother him. And in fact, he figures an uphill sprint. He's got to figure at this point an uphill sprint in a wild, dice throw of sorts for Tomac has got to work to his advantage. McCarthy and Sundquist were out there together for a while. Look at this. Andreu's caught him, but I don't know. I'll tell you, this close to the finish, he needs time to take about 10 breaths, and then he can try to win this race, but I don't know if he can. He challenges on the inside. Andreu challenged on the inside. Sundquist leading it out. Carl Sundquist in the front.
And here comes Tomac.
Tomac coming through the middle. Look at this. This is unbelievable.
It's a 3-man race.
John Tomac.
Oh, my. The mountain biker has shocked the cycling world with a triumph here in the National Criterium Championship. John Tomac, that's who.
I'll tell you, the king of mountain bike racing has turned himself into the king of street racing here in one day in White Plains, New York. And here's the sprint again. He splits Carl Sundquist on the left and Mike McCarthy on the right, and goes uphill with a very powerful sprint, working his bike real hard right there. And the folks that are looking at the Olympic team have got a new guy to look at right here. John Tomac, Criterium champion.
And no mystery anymore is John Tomac. In second place, Carl Sundquist. In third, his teammate Mike McCarthy. Fourth, a courageous Frank Andreu. And in all the commotion, Matt Willis slipping in fifth. And our champion getting his championship jersey, as it were. Right now, let's go to Nani Gerber and meet our winner, John Tomac.
Thanks, Pete. I'm here with the winner, John Tomac, mountain bike king, now U.S. national champion after winning the Subaru Cycling Classic. Unbelievable job. You really surged at the end. What were you thinking?
When it came down to a sprint like that, it's just everybody has to go for it, and I surged good, and it was a hill, which helped me out because I have some power from riding mountain bikes all the time, and I didn't really think I had too good of a chance in a sprint against 2 track riders, but it worked out great, and I got it.
When you woke up this morning, did you ever think this could happen?
I did 2 races this weekend, and I did pretty good, so I knew I had a pretty good chance. I didn't know how fast the pace was going to be. It was just about perfect for me. I could kind of sit in and take it easy and then go when I wanted to, and it worked out great.
It sure did. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Terrific job. Now back to you, Pete.
All right, Brian, how about the significance of the results of these races with respect to the upcoming Olympic trial?
Well, it's very significant because the course in Seoul, Korea is very flat as opposed to a long and mountainous course. So fast, powerful riders like John Tomac, Mike McCarthy, Carl Sundquist, and the rest that did well here today are going to be the kind of riders that do well in Seoul for the United States.
Well, Brian, I think you would agree, and I'm sure you folks out there would now agree as well. Quite a day of racing here in White Plains, New York. Travel arranged through US Air. No matter where you want to play, US Air has great low fares to summer playgrounds throughout the West. US Air, the official airline of your summer games. The Subaru Cycling Classic of New York has been brought to you by Subaru, the official car of the U.S. Cycling Federation. Promotional consideration by Descent Cycling Wear, official supplier to the U.S. cycling team and the 7-Eleven cycling team. Descent, it's technology you can wear. A final salute to our champions, Sally Zach and John Tomac. For Brian Drever and Nani Gerber, I'm Pete Liebengood. Goodbye from White Plains. This has been a GGP Sports presentation for ESPN.
which are designated by Con Edison specifically for the young persons. Follow the instructions of your starters. All other riders will not participate. All right. This will be 1 mile around, and watch my pace car come back around. I want that roadway kept clear so we don't have any accidents. Let's give them a big hand as they come down the stretch. They're going to really be keying down here. Let's look at our first, second, and third place winners as they guard the backstretch here. Mark Vega, let's get your trophies up here and your bike. All right, now let's run a good race though. Right behind this pace car coming back on the backstretch. Looks like a very nip and tuck race as they come by and come down that far stretch back there. Look like this. And now, we're putting on the move. And here we are. And there you are, winner number 10. Second place winner is number 1. Love it. And here's the young lady that finishes number 4. Good luck. And it's a real jockeying for position. As they move down the stretch, let's see the winner. All right, clear the roadway. Everybody got to clear the roadway, right? And here's our winner, number 24. Second place, number 20, Uncle Bell. 1 lap to go when they come around. One more lap more. When they get up here, let's see who the riders are that are in the lead right now. Let's see who our leaders are. Our leaders right now.
Easy picking.
39. Up. It's like a consumer race for the future of car and everything. They do so many good things working with young people, and this is just one of the many things they do to help the program. And we're very happy. We have to use that singers to pick up. And when I walk up, I'm going to check the print on against these names. This is your last chance. If you hold the USCF license, withdraw now. We'll face a 30-day suspension. You hear that? You hear it? If you win, you're DQ'd. If you have a license, come on, Juan. They got a 30-day suspension. 5 times around. Let's send them off right. Race number 11. Can I have your attention? Somebody's got a Honda somewhere. I have a change back there. Let's give a big hand. Go hard. Run a good strong race. This is our winner. Let's give him a big hand. This is the winner of the Delaware. They're going to go 2 miles around. Twice around. And in a really jockeying position, they got 1 to go. 1 to go. And let's see if this changes. Him on the win place. We're head for the roar. Julio Perez and Ed Oliver. Now let's see who the winner is going to be. They're really coming down. And let's see who the winner is. Number 24.
And of course, let's again thank Hart Edison for being with us on this great Father's Day. Welcome, everybody. What we have next is the KISS 98.9.
No, nothing, guys. You got to move back.
Avon Nugent. We have this year's winner of Somerville's race, George Hinkavy. We have a bunch of...
No throwing fight. No handy fight. You not only get the big jump, you may even get suspended. Up to 3 to go.
got 5 minutes. Listen up and go.
Give these guys a hand. Let's start the 10-mile junior race. Booker, I gotta see the signs. There'll be 9 to go. There'll be 9 to go, riders. 9 laps to go. In the lead right now, we have Mitsu Takahashi from Casino Cycle Club in Brooklyn. 9 laps to go, riders. 9 laps to go. There'll be 8 to go when they hit the line. 8 to go. We have a rider off the front working pretty hard in yellow jersey right now. We're going to get his number in a second.
Pull!
Humberto Caballero from TBC in New Windsor, New York. 8 to go, riders. 8 to go. Looks like a little bit of teamwork on the front right now. We got Trevor Silvera Jr. from Summit with Chris Warner on the front. Looks like to go on the front right now from Plymouth Reebok coming right through with George Hickapy on his wheel. Aaron Newland, George Hickapy off the front, Trevor Silvera. And a contingency of the Legion riders. We're ringing the bell for a frame right now. There are 5 to go, 5 laps to go. We got 4 riders on the front, led by George Hickapy, Aaron Newland, Trevor Silvera Jr. and Christopher Sean. There's 4 off the front. We're ringing the bell for a frame, riders. We're ringing the bell for a frame. $5 frame, $5 frame. Before they go when they hit the line, this is a $5 frame. This is a $5 frame. We have George Hickapy pulling through, Chris Sean and Aaron Newland. They're off the front. There'll be 4 to go when these guys hit the line. It's safe to assume these 4 guys off the front are going to take it all. Field's just not responding today.
All right, if residents, please. It's a hot day out.
Only 3 to go when we hit the line right now. These 4 off the front. We've got a commanding lead. Right now we are pulling through. And Christopher Sean. To go. 3 laps to go. Pulling through right now, Chris Loner, Team Itala. Simon Ginsberg on his wheel.
You don't know?
But not until then. Thank you. We see the car. We see the cars. It's 2 to go. We see the 4-man break. We've got a commanding lead. Silvera, Sean.
Now back in his back.
3s and 4s, please. Off the course. You have 2 more laps, please. Here comes the field. 2 to go. 2 laps to go with 4 riders off the front. The field is now racing for 5th place. Attack on the side right there. George Hickapy taking a little big pull there. It's 4 off. Let's give these guys their hands. 1 to go. Aaron Newland from the grid dot leading out to the turn. Be the winner of this year's junior race at Somerville. Trevor Silvera, premier track sprinter from the New York area.
Move up!
Here's the field for 5th place. They're sprinting for 5th place. George Hickapy leading this one out. It's Trevor Silvera leading out. Hickapy coming through. Silvera and Hickapy, followed by Chris Sean and Aaron Newland. Those are your top 4 finishers. To the line, unofficially.
Michael Fallon, please read your keys. Company judges stand. Back to the car, please.
Presentations for the general race will be Captain Hamon, Penny Ross in 32nd precinct.
Starter for this race will be Jonathan Blake from Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch, sponsor of today's race, along with Con Edison. This race, number 13, is Budweiser Classic 2 and 3 and 4. With watches and Tissot 2 Congress worn by many of today's top cyclists.
This is certainly one of the biggest Cat 24 fields I've ever seen here at the Holland Skyscraper Criterium. There's a pileup in the middle of the roadway. There's a pileup in the middle of the roadway.
Stay in there, guys! Stay in there!
Norman Liu from Brooklyn, New York.
Is he up there or is he up
Norman Liu, college student, races during his spare time. $17 to go and hit the line. 17 to go, riders. This is a large Cat 4 field being led right now by John Beckner from Westwood, New Jersey. 17 to go, riders. 17 to go. Cookie Miller to the judges' stand, please.
Is she leading or is she the last guy? Looking good! Oh, the guy.
There's the bell lap. There's the bell lap.
Down left.